Welcome back to the channel. Well, here in the shop working a little bit. Here working on some junk. So this is my new pump, Enderly pump. I have this cover right here. This is a GM VVT cover. So what I was doing, I had this block of vents in here, and I was just eyeballing it. I knew it was, but I wanted to make sure that that hole right there is dead center. So I got to looking, and this hole right here and that hole right there is pretty much identical. Like it's gonna work. Somebody's gonna set you up. It's gonna line up just perfect with the size of that inside hole. The only issue that I'm seeing at all, I take this pump and flip it anyways, but is this little edge here. So I'm gonna have to notch this so this will go center and fall down in that hole. And then I have to mark my holes, drill them, and thread them for it. Then I can put my pump whatever direction I want to put it, which will probably be something like this right here. So I'm gonna work on notching this real quick. Then I'll tap that down, and then I'll be able to go through and we'll be able to take this thing and use it the way we need to use it. So let's go through and let's notch this little collar here, because this collar is adjustable. So what I think you can do, I think I can loosen it up. I think I can actually adjust the depth of it. It might not be. I might not be able to adjust the depth of it like I was thinking. Might be able to pull out on it some, but I don't know. You might be able to adjust the depth of it too. That might be what this piece is. But let me loosen this up and see what it is. Because I could buy a cam spud for $100 offline that bolts onto the 3-bolt. That sticks a little stub out. That's a 3/8 hex like this. That'll stick out there. So if I can buy a $100 spud and then take this cover right here and modify it, then I'll get Nigel to put me a drain in it. Then heck, we'll be already on our way to what we need for our front drive fuel pump setup. I won't have to buy a balancer or nothing. And I'm pretty sure all this other stuff right here will clear the way I need it to clear. So y'all ride with me. Let me check this out real quick. That'll be fine. Yeah. It'll probably go lean when you first hit it. But it'll go rich if you ain't sprayed nothing through it or whatever. But don't worry about the first little part. Just see what it does going on now. There we go. So I went ahead and open this hole up just barely so this would fit down in here good. Now I'll center punch my holes. We're going to drill it. We're going to thread them. Clean it all up. Got my holes drilled and tapped. Now let's clean this stuff up. I'll give me some Allen head bolts for it. It should be good. Here working on this thing. So I want to go back and retort the head on this thing. Done like Nigel did. Pull the threads out. So I'm gonna go to Nigel, get the tool. I'm gonna repair that hole. Then I'm gonna go through and well, I gotta pull the head, repair the hole, put it all back together. We'll go from there. On the bright side, the gaskets all look good. Let's see if we can get it pulled up. Yeah, the gasket still looks good. It's wild how them things right there dent themselves in from the heat. Yeah, the rings, they all sealing around it. It'll be alright. Alright, well, I'm gonna go through and show y'all. Let me see up in there, see the threads. I'm gonna go to Nigel's, get the tool, and I'm gonna show y'all how we repair these threads like that or whatnot. It's a GM tool they made for this. So it puts a little cert down in there, time cert. So it actually is a little bit probably better than what the threads are in the block. Alright guys, here's the tool kit that we got. I might go open it in a minute. So basically we have, get all this stuff out in 1 second. So basically this kit right here is a Bosch kit. And it tells you, like I said, it does it for the V6, does it for the LS. You can go through here and it'll walk you through the steps on what you do. So it'll tell you what size. Sorry about my light flickering. It's going above me, I can see it on camera. So we have tells you different ones that we need to do. These are the size that we run, which is 11, 20, 30 dash, and it had 20 of them in this pack when Nigel started. So this is actually like a, let me look at it. I'm pretty sure, let me find the set that we need. Hold on one second. All right, here we go. So this right here is the time cert. It's a M11 by 2.0. That's the fixture to screwing it in or whatnot. So basically what we'll do, let me get this set down here for right this second. So basically this comes in here. We have it set up on a depth gauge right here, already set up. This cuts the threads out down in the hole, and this cuts the little bevel at the top when it gets there, because if you see that bevel, it'll stop when it hits that. So we'll cut it out to where that thing right there runs all the way in the bottom, and that should be ideally right there is about where it should set in the board down the hole. But we cut it out with this, then we take this tap right here, which this tap is the size of the outside of that. We'll tap it out all the way down through there, and then we'll take this right here and we'll screw it in, put some Loctite on the outside of this, put some WD-40 on the inside of it, and we'll screw it down with our hand, lock it down there, and then we'll screw the tap back out, and that'll repair the threads. Pretty simple process, kind of nerve-wracking, but honestly, it's not terrible. So let me go on and get this reamer right here and ream it out. So since this head is square-headed, if you get a 12-point socket, 7/16, it'll fit down on it perfectly, because you got basically got three different squares there, all even. So you'll just take this right here, give it a little bit of pressure. All right, I got all the threads ripped out of it. Let me clean the tool off. Now I'll take the threader and I'll go back and thread it real quick. Talking about a sharp reamer. I barely put my hand down there and went to turn it. Look at it, where it cut me. Just barely the edge of it. I'm gonna have to pull that skin off. There you go, run the tap all the way down there. I'll run the reamer down in there, and I'll run the tap all the way down there, all the way to the bottom, and blow the hole out. Now let's clean everything up, Loctite it. You see, like I said, this right here, that reamer takes out this top edge down there, that way that time cert will fit all the way down where that shoulder is down in there. That's why we pull it out like that. That's why that reamer's built with them extra step on it. All right, I put red Loctite around that. I'm gonna smear it out a little bit. I put grease on the tap. I didn't have no WD, so I just went ahead and put grease on it. So now we just take it, stick down the hole. Now when I put this down in here, I don't go cranking on it or nothing. I just run it down there to where I feel it kind of stop. Should be getting close right there. Now that right there, just barely snug it. There you go. Wipe my little bit of Loctite off. Looks pretty good. All right, went to torque it. Pulled the threads out of that one. So there's the cert on that one. Now this right here is the last resort. This is the big cert kit, or M11. So this is the fix for the fix. So we're gonna put it up in there, set up, see what we can do. All right, we reamed it out to the larger one. Now we're gonna put them in there, see how it does.
Turned out I did have insurance on it.
Y'all check it out. That old Tricky Ricky's car up in here. One of the subscribers. Josh in here, we put the cam in it today. So about to pull this cam out. Put the other one in it, start going back together with it. It's not too bad. Y'all check it out. Then you got the valve springs in on this side, the camshaft's in. Luckily I had that cam gear right there. Because his had just the 1 bolt, that's a 3 bolt, so I had that out of one of our projects. So there we get that. So now Josh is on the second one, going back, putting the valve springs in it. We'll get the valve cover on it, get the front cover on it. I'll be ready to fire up in a little bit. No more stop block the king over here. Starting to work on Coyote cars. Second one in 2 weeks. Oh, Ford's pretty sweet though, ain't it? I just got thinking about, got that side on it. Got thinking that cam gear won't work. That don't have no poles on it. That's a 4-pole. But I ain't got the cover on it yet. So call Nigel and see if he might have a 4-pole one over there. Why it pays to keep stuff. Look at that. Had that in the shop. There's a 4-pole. Stick it on there tomorrow. Be good to go. Hey, buddy. Rexy.
Hey, come here. The family reunion,
Come on,
buddy.
Come on up here.
Come here.
Come on up here. How you doing, Rexy?
Come here, buddy.
Hey, baby.
Family reunion up in here.
Hey.
You guys having fun?
Trying to. Check it out. Ain't every day you see a Ranger with 63,000 miles. Look how clean this old truck is. Guess I need to put my seatbelt on. Super nice little old Ranger.
Got one on the other side.
Hey, that little man Chris drops off his truck with the motor in the back of it last night. I done thought he started taking the motor out of it. I didn't realize it's thing front. We're gonna pull it on up in here. We're gonna start do this LS swap for him. In the grand scheme of trying to go faster, we're going to turn around and take these ramps right here off the side. I was talking to Chip the other day. He said you should just weld the ramps up, or weld the clutch up and make it where it's non-slipper. So see, these teeth are like this. They come in here and they engage like this. This way helps it tighten up. This way loosens up off that ramp. So we're going to cut these front sides off, which will allow that clutch to lock all the way together without hitting the wall. And I'm going to do some other machining on it, but this is just the start of it.
Sure you want to do this?
I'll do it. I ain't scared of it. I'm sure if I can figure out a way to screw it up, I can figure out a way to fix it. That's the beauty of not caring. I'm gonna make me a tag that says not caring with the K-A-R-E-N, not caring. Yeah, we got the ramp off the back side, helps lock it. So now we're gonna go through and make them square. We're taking the other ramp off that one. Then we're gonna come over here, we're gonna mill a little bit off the top of this. That clutch will grab a little bit tighter off the spring pressure. And then we gotta build some spacers. We gotta get this right here. We gotta build some spacers to tighten up the gap, because now the clutch, instead of twisting, it's just gonna go in and out. Then I'll have to play with the spring pressure to get the spring pressure just right to where it can grab hard enough. Now we're machining a little bit off of it. That clutch will tighten up a little bit tighter, have a little bit more biting force on it. Now we're machining the backside ramps off. So that way this right here don't interfere, because when this clutch is set up dead middle, if you barely twist back, it wants to unlock that clutch or whatever like it still does. So now we're gonna take the back ramp off of it. We ain't gonna mess with this one. We're just gonna do the other one, and that's gonna allow it to turn around and slide in and out freely. And then we're gonna build spacers to go in here. We're gonna machine a little bit off this to turn around and start tightening the clutch up a little bit more on the spring pressure. We'll get it figured out. I get up in there and deburr it. Got it together, got it lined up. Go up there and touch it up just a little bit. And be back. See right here. Weld them holes up where that used to be oval like this. Machine them back out. Now it should never slip. Let me clarify that. It should never slip while going down the track. If it slips, it's because it's the clutch. It ain't gonna be because the slipper part of it is engaging. A little different. Alright guys, well I know some of y'all might not know. We kind of do competitions around here about everything, you know. Just everything in life's competition. Just so happened we got some slow guys up the road that's been doing some racing with vehicles. F100s, Trailblazers, stuff like that. So I said, you know what? I'll bring my Jeep out and play. Put a smaller tire on it. Now, coming outside, I'm taking the nitrous kit off the S10. We're gonna stick a 125 shot on this thing. We're gonna see how it does on the draggy. Then we're gonna go see if we can't get a race. We can't do it tonight, but I'm gonna get it all hooked up in here. And then the next couple of days, I'm gonna try to do it maybe tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get the kit on, and then maybe tomorrow we'll get it done. So we done pulled all the stuff out of the back of the Jeep. We're pulling all the weight out of it. Might even pull the seats out. Man, we ain't made it out the parking lot yet. We done nitrous backfired the Jeep. Trying to make sure my throttle blades are closed because this thing, well, that thing looks like it's got a little bend to it too. Yep, it bent the blade. That thing has a real high idle. We found some vacuum lines that blowed these off, blowed the brake booster piece out, and I blowed this off, so I gotta get me a port to cap that off. I guess I gotta bend these blades back down and get her to idle. Let me see. Yeah, they got a little bend to them. All right, let me fix them real quick. Couple lights. Figure out where else my leaks are at. I must have another one. Somebody's over here. Oh, he must have got the PVC valve too. Probably ain't the only one, but I don't want better red. Cut it off. Is this normal? Check this out. That's the PVC line, right? Cat everywhere.